Hello everyone, and welcome back to day 42 of the Assassin's Creed Marathon. Today is the first day of Assassin's Creed 3. You can tell from the new intro banner. So I'll be doing a series of recorded playthroughs up until the end of Sequence 5, because I'll be out of town for a few days and I won't be able to stream live. It's going to be recorded playthroughs for the first little bit of Assassin's Creed 3. So yeah, jump right in and get started. Unfortunately for me, my previous saves are all corrupted, so I need to start over.
Used to be when people talked about the end of the world, we locked them up, or laughed them off. Sometimes both. But we never took them seriously. Maybe we should have. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Better to start at the beginning, with the abduction of Desmond Miles, my son. This boy had no ambition, no direction, no plans for the future. What he did have was a heritage, one he chose to deny. It nearly cost him his life. He was captured and imprisoned. Those who took him believed he could help them find something. The apple. One of several artifacts we call Pieces of Eden. Bits of ancient technology scattered across the globe. Some hidden, some found, all of them dangerous. Most are held by a single group, the same group that now had Desmond. You know them as Abstergo Industries. We know them as the Templars. As the enemy. We've been fighting them for thousands of years. Even longer if you believe the stories of their origins. I do. After all, I've seen the truth. That's the beauty and the horror of the Animus. A device that allows us to enter and experience the lives of our ancestors. It holds the power to change everything, to show us history the way it really happened. Up until its creation, to the victor went the spoils, went the truth. We're trying to fix that, to free minds and bodies both. But there's only so much that we can do, and the Templars have the upper hand these days. But something larger than the Assassins and Templars is approaching, bigger than all of us. And if we can't find a way to stop it, these next few weeks will probably be our last. Everyone's last. In the end, it all comes down to him. To Desmond. Through the Animus, he discovered his heritage, explored the lives of his ancestors, and uncovered their secrets. When that was done, he trained. He used another ancestor to provide decades of experience in the span of a few days. It worked. We think. We hope. Soon we'll know. That ominous date fast approaches, December 21st, 2012. None of us knows what it'll bring, only that this is where they want us to be. When it does. They've been guiding us in their own fractured, frustrating way. These voices from the first civilization, the ones who came before, a precursor race of immense power and uncertain motives. They're the ones who made the Pieces of Eden. This is where they've led him, and through him, us. He stands at the entrance to this long-lost place, armed with the knowledge of Altair and the abilities of Ezio. He holds in his hands the Apple of Eden, and we stand at his side, ready to support him however we can. His name is Desmond Miles, and he has brought us to the end.
I always love that intro. Alright, I noticed some weird stuttering during that cinematic. Hopefully it's not gonna be a huge problem. Just as soon as I can, I'm gonna turn on subtitles because I completely forgot about that.
We're here.
The visuals have certainly gotten quite an upgrade since AC2 and Brotherhood. Desmond's face is almost skull-like at this point, but considering he's been in a coma for quite a while, it's not a big surprise. Alright. Apparently I cannot change any settings. odd. Alright, well, I will try to not talk over dialogue.
In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again.
And damn it, Sean. Little Alice in Wonderland reference. For some reason I cannot. Kind of bothering me that I cannot access any of the menus.
I think we're here.
Oh hey. That sliding animation, it's kind of similar to what it'll look like in Assassin's Creed Origins. That'll be kind of cool. It's kind of like an early prototype of that, maybe? Oh, I just love it. The music, setting. It's beautiful.
The key. You must find the key.
Alright.
Son,
And that's what he needs to do.
What's up? Here we go again.
Oh boy.
Desmond?
do you hear us?
Yeah. What happened?
The temple triggered a bleeding effect. You collapsed and entered into a fugue state.
So naturally, you dropped me into the Animus instead of, I don't know, making sure I was okay?
You weren't in any danger. Besides, the temple appeared to be communicating with you, and I didn't want to risk severing the connection. At least not until we knew what it wanted.
Right. Of course.
Son,
No, it's fine. I get it. And I know what I'm looking for, by the way. It's a key. Just no idea where it is, though.
Like the new
That's why
Animus.
she triggered the bleeding effect.
Like the new Animus interface.
Juno, Dad. She's talking to me.
Okay, Desmond. While you were, visiting Constantinople, we picked up a software update for the Animus. I'd like to run a couple of quick tests, make sure there aren't any major issues.
All right. What do you need me to do?
We'll start simple. Walk to the marker over there.
Okay, there we go. Quickly check if Subtitles are enabled. There we go. So that way I can actually freely talk over dialogue, which is good. Yeah, I really like the new Animus interface.
Okay, Desmond.
It's beautiful.
Let's practice climbing on these objects.
I skipped right over it. No. The climbing was also a huge improvement in AC3. I just loved it. Especially being able to free run across treetops. That was the best part.
That's a constraint. These are optional objectives that raise your synchronization rate. Alright, Desmond. Follow the on-screen instructions and kill the 2 Templars.
And the other Templars down there. Cool.
All you have to do here is jump the gap.
Okay. There, I kind of fucked that up. Okay. Why do I keep running down? Hold to free run. Okay. And again, he just turns down. What? I feel like I'm doing something incorrectly. Oh, there you go. Decides to jump properly now. Almost didn't make it. Seriously? Yeah, I guess that's one of the minor annoyances with AC3. Some of the movements are automatically triggered.
Synchronization levels look good now. We should be able to build the world. Time to find out what the temple wants from you.
I honestly thought at this point that we would be playing the entire game slowly as Hate Them. It was a nice little surprise later on.
Sir. Everything all right, sir?
Yes. Fine. I'm just preoccupied, that's all.
Don't forget your invitation. Ask to
Sorry about that. Had to answer the doorbell real quickly.
where shall I retrieve you once you're done?
Front of the Opera House. And be quick about it. Don't expect to be here long.
I'll bring her round at once.
It's actually interesting replaying this after reading Forsaken, because that story is told entirely from Haytham's point of view.
Invitation, please. Shall I take your coat, sir?
Ladies and gentlemen, You are requested to kindly find your seats.
This is very fancy.
Good evening, sir. This way, please.
This is unusually dark too. I'm gonna change the brightness a little bit. Open to general. Oh, there it is. A little brighter. I feel like that's a little too dark.
Evening, Hatham.
Reginald?
I can't tell you how happy I was to hear they'd mounted this revival. Gay's best work by far. Have you seen it before?
Once. My father brought me here as a child. Though I remember little of it.
It's a reference to the ending of AC4.
No, I'm afraid it won't. On to business then. Do you see him?
Oh. Hatham does have access to Eagle Vision.
He's seated in one of the boxes above.
But then again, he is Edward's son.
I already have.
Okay, time to go backstage.
Sir, Black Mall at sent word of trial comes on in the afternoon, and she hopes you will order matters so as to bring her off.
1,000 pardons. So sorry. My apologies.
Tom Gags is found guilty.
A lazy dog. When I took him the time before, I told him what it would come to if he did not mend his hand. This is death without reprieve. I may mention a book.
Hatham is just so polite in this that he is kind of a dick. Although he is a very conflicted character, so you can't really fault him for it. The Templars seized him when he was very young. He didn't exactly have much of a choice. This is totally not suspicious at all. Oh, that's right. It's interesting to see that lockpicking mechanic compared to what it was in Unity. Oh jeez. I like this. This is a very puzzle-like platforming sequence. This character here is an assassin, if I recall.
We would have found another way. Yes.
It's not really mentioned here, obviously.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry. As am I.
You know, poor kid. It's just some random kid, probably. I have to slowly make my way out. Super casual.
Come on, please!
Such a beautiful intro sequence, honestly. Get to be an absolute badass as Hatham. Get out. There you go.
What are those men doing?
The game appears to be running fairly smooth. That's good. Recording looks fine too.
Where are you going?
I'm searching on here. You search down there. Very well. Find anyone, give a shout.
Alright. And there we go.
And how was the opera?
Rather dull, truth be told.
Shall we be off then?
Aye. To Fleet and Bride.
By your command.
And that's the key that's needed to unlock the temple. The Hatham doesn't have the other component of it.
Fascinating. Gentlemen, I hold in my hand a key. And if this book is to be believed, it will open the doors of a storehouse built by those who came before.
Ah, yes. Those who ruled, reigned, and vanished from the world. Do we know what it is that will be held within?
It could contain certain knowledge. Perhaps a weapon, or something as yet unknown, unfathomable in its construction and purpose. It could be any of these things, or none of them.
That is incredibly
They are
vague.
still an enigma, these precursors. But of one thing I am certain. Whatever waits behind those doors shall prove a great boon to us all.
Or our enemies, should they find it first.
They won't. You've seen to that.
I assume you know where this storehouse is?
Ah, Mr. Harrison.
Gentlemen,
How fare your calculations?
I believe the site lies somewhere within this region.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
My apologies. Were that I could be more accurate.
That's all right. It suffices for a start. And that is why we've called you here, Master Kenway. We'd like for you to travel to America, locate the storehouse, and take possession of its contents.
I'm yours to command, although a job of this magnitude will require more than just myself.
Of course. Upon this paper are the names of 5 men sympathetic to our cause. Each is also uniquely suited to aid you in your endeavor. With them at your side, want for nothing.
Well, then I'd best be on my way.
I knew our faith in you was not misplaced. We booked you passage to Boston. Your ship leaves at dawn. Go
Yeah,
forth, Hatham,
again at this point,
and
the
bring honor to us all.
honor to us all, nice. The dialogue at this point is intentionally vague, because again, they don't really want to reveal the fact that Hatham is a Templar at this point. So at this point, we could simply assume that, you know, he's an assassin, considering he's done everything that an assassin would do technically. Sea shanty.
fresh air might do me good.
This is interestingly done as well. It's kind of a tutorial, combat tutorial. Kind of disguise the story, which is really nice. I like games that take a very natural approach to tutorials. It's about as natural as it gets.
You sure about that?
Of course. Have I ever led you astray?
Nah. No, you don't sit right with the others.
Have faith, my friend. You'll see.
Well, well. Seems our esteemed guest has deigned to grace us with his presence. You might want to head back to your quarters. Top deck's no place for tender parnells.
So I thought. And yet here you are.
Fancy yourself a joker, eh? Let's see how funny you find this.
Alright, time to fight this guy.
Stay out of this.
Alright. Oh. Listen to this, Hector. Thinks he can swagger on up here and declare himself king of the castle.
Please, man, call this off. If the captain sees us...
To hell with the captain. And to hell with you, Mills. Whose side you on anyway?
That's what I was trying to do. Getting a little ahead of myself with the counterattacks.
I'm ready to go again if you are.
This is unwise.
Why is that? You think I'm afraid of you?
But you should be.
Come on. Oh, nice.
Do you yield?
Never!
Oh.
How do you like these odds?
I do.
What's the meaning of this? Captain! Explain yourself at once, Mr. Kenway.
These thought we were simply passing the time with a bit of sport, Captain.
How about you pass the time by doing your goddamn jobs instead? I wasn't aware I was paying you to loll about.
Oh, damn.
A word, please, Mr. Kenway.
Oh, I nearly forgot. There's your knife back.
That actually almost looked like
I don't care for you, Mr. Kenway. I've had nothing but trouble since you came aboard.
Your problems have nothing to do with me.
I beg your pardon?
You're a poor leader, ill-tempered and cruel, and it's clear your crew has no respect for you.
Look, I don't want to argue. In fact, I need a favor.
Oh, this is rich.
I suspect some of the men intend to mutiny.
Really? What a surprise.
As I cannot trust any of them, I am compelled to turn to you.
And why should I help you?
Because if they do intend to betray, I'm the only hope you have of reaching America alive. Well, what will it be?
If what you say is true, what other choice do I have?
Thank you.
But let me be clear. Should you ever dare to insult or threaten me again, I'll not hesitate but to cut off your head myself. Are we understood? Excellent.
I think I should have realized that he was a Templar at that point. As an assassin would not really do something like that. Let's go back down into my cabin. A little bit more to this, I believe. He's totally writing over already written text. Either that or he kind of crossed something out, maybe.
Mr. Kenway.
Captain?
Whatever they're up to, I believe it's coming to a head.
I'd best get to work.
Okay. Let's see. Investigate the crew.
He's got our rations again. Claims we're not.
You're not having second thoughts, are you?
Bunch of people I can talk to here.
You looking for another fight? That it? Go away.
It's a very friendly guy. I don't think there's much point in talking to these guys. Well, might as well try, I guess. Okay. This guy.
Quite the basting you gave Graves and Quill.
Wasn't by choice.
Aye. Blockheads, the both of them.
This guy here is an assassin, I'm pretty sure.
Pleased to meet you.
Hatham Kenway. So, should I be watching my back?
I think the boys learned their lesson. They're normally not so nasty. Honest, it's just the past few crossings have been a bit rough.
Oh?
Captain's trying to cut costs. Reduced rations, lower wages, more dangerous cargo. It's put the crew on edge.
Is there cause for concern, then?
Not if I can help it. But the captain needs to think about the way he treats his men.
Okay.
You there! I have some questions for you.
That's nice, but I ain't got time to gossip. Probably wouldn't have anything useful to share anyway. You want information? Try the cook or the doctor. Everyone's always chatting them up.
Up, chef.
Won't be serving for another couple hours. Some biscuits in the barrel if you're desperate.
Actually, I've come with a question.
What's that?
Have any of the men been acting strange recently? Said anything that struck you as out of the ordinary?
The boys cry about the rations, as if there's anything I can do about it. But beyond that, I ain't heard much. My advice? Go find James. His ears are always open.
And where might I find him?
Right behind you, actually. He's the one sitting on the barrel.
Right behind me. Let's see if he's actually behind me. He is not behind me. He's actually on the other side.
Are you James?
Aye.
Hatham Kenway. Pleased to meet you.
I know who you are.
I was hoping you could answer some questions.
I figured as much, but not here. Follow me. So, what do you want to know?
Have you seen or heard anything out of the ordinary since we left port? Anything that gives cause for concern?
Some of the men have been gathering at night on the upper deck. I've only caught bits of their conversations, so I couldn't say for certain what they're up to. But I suspect it bodes ill.
Is it a mutiny they're planning?
All I know is they've little love for the captain. Mills has been trying to talk him down, but there's only so much one man can do.
Thank you for the information.
I only wish to see us reach the colonies alive.
That guy's kinda suspicious. Not really.
Evening, sir.
How are things?
Calm and quiet. Just the way I like it. What brings you topside?
Thought I'd wander a bit. Stretch my legs. That's all.
Take care where you tread. The deck hides all manner of danger in the dark.
What was that? Someone's throwing cargo overboard. But why?
Oh boy. Someone's leaving a trail.
He's cut our rations again. Claims we're not provisioned for such luxuries.
It's not right that you should feast on lamb and wine. We're stuck to tinned fish.
Curious.
Curious and
most curious.
okay. Just skip ahead a few more weeks, I think. Oh, that's right. I remember the intro to this as well. It is actually quite good. Actually, kind of interesting how the first sequence is the intro sequence that comes with the title screen.
I'm going to need to recruit an extra pair of eyes.
Almost always really well done.
Why are they doing this?
Near as I can tell, the barrels serve as markers. They're leaving a trail. My fear is it's only a matter of time before whoever's following it.
Ship sighted aft! She's making ready to fire!
Oh boy.
Beat to quarters, men! Ready the... Brace! Everybody down! A warning shot! Seems they don't mean to sink us, but board us instead! Man the cannons! Make ready to fight! I want you below decks!
Why? Let me help you secure the ship.
Do you know how to rig a sail? To load a cannon? To wage war at sea? I didn't think so. Now return to your cabin, or do I need to have you escorted?
Wow. That guy's a dick.
Secure the hatch!
Haytham. Have you been topside? A ship's appeared and means to board us. It's strange. There's no sign of mutiny aboard. Doesn't make sense.
Ah, but it does.
What do you mean?
Did you think you could escape from London so easily after what you did at the opera? That we wouldn't notice? That we wouldn't follow?
Ah. So that's what this is about.
Surrender, and I will see that you are treated with honor.
If you wish to treat me with honor, give me a sword.
Are you sure this is how you want to play it?
Right. Go for a sword. Yeah, this guy is definitely an assassin. You would kind of get the impression that he's actually a Templar, but not really. Yeah, it's too easy.
I told you to stay below decks.
I did as you asked. Only Mills was there waiting for me. He's the one that drew that ship here. There was no mutiny, only him.
What do they want?
Me.
Then they can have you.
Is that so?
They'll catch us anyway. There's nothing to be done.
I can think of something.
You wish us to sail into the storm?
It's our only chance.
I won't do it.
Then I will.
All right. All right.
Oh boy.
We need those ropes secured! I told you this was madness.
Arm yourself. I'll fix your sail for you.
This is so intense. That's just really kind of a limited form of the naval portions in Black Flag. There's also another naval mission with Connor later on too. So intense. Oh. Gotta go there. Sail into the eye of the storm.
Loose the sails! Hate them! You take the foremast! James! To the mainmast with you!
Okay, time to climb. Alright, over here, I believe. Easy. Oh, what? Alright, so I remember that being a thing. I remember that being a thing. Super annoying. It's kind of weird actually doing that though, because the camera angle kind of swings around kind of wildly. Okay. Okay, looks like we are good. Oh boy. I got you.
Thank you.
I can't remember for sure, but I think some people say that the ship that was chasing us is the Aquila, I think. It's the ship that Connor eventually takes over and repairs. Which does belong to the assassins, who would in fact want to go after Hatham. That ship is severely damaged. Alright, looks like we are at the end of our journey. You got the optional objective. Although there's no way I'm not getting that. Because that is kind of a very generous optional objective. The captain.
Make ready for our arrival, men!
Arrival? I see no land, only this interminable fog.
The gulls tell us all we need to know. Climb into the crow's nest and you'll see.
Oh yeah. I love this moment. Into the crow's nest. Such a beautiful intro. I love it. Alright. Gonna end the recording right here. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Today has been day 42 of the Assassin's Creed Marathon. We just completed the intro sequence of Assassin's Creed 3. I will be back tomorrow with day 43 and sequence 2, where we start recruiting more people for our cause. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.